Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have an amazing topic that is sure to blow your mind. We're talking about a seemingly ordinary coin that could be hiding some unbelievable value. If you've ever wondered how a simple 1-cent coin can be worth way more than its face value, then stick around as we dive into the fascinating history and value of the 1983 Lincoln cent. Trust me. By the end of this video, you'll look at your change a whole lot differently. Before we get started, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. Now, the story of the 1983 Lincoln cent begins back in the early 1980s when the United States Mint was producing billions of these little coins each year. The design of the Lincoln cent, featuring President Abraham Lincoln on one side and the iconic wheat stalks on the reverse, had been in circulation for years by 1983. But in 1982, the U.S. government made a major change to the composition of the penny. Due to rising copper prices, the mint switched from using 95% copper and 5% zinc to a new formula of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. This change was made to cut costs, but it's also the reason why some of these coins are worth much more than their original face value. In 1983, the United States Mint produced billions of these new pennies, with two major types being minted that year, the Philadelphia and Denver varieties. The 1983 penny, specifically, is the focus of today's video because it holds the key to a fascinating story of rarity, error, and huge potential value. So why is the 1983 penny such a big deal? Well, it has to do with one of the biggest mistakes in U.S. coin history, an error that made certain pennies extremely rare and incredibly valuable. You see, while most of the 1983 pennies were produced with the new zinc-based formula, there were a small number of them that were accidentally struck with the old copper-based composition. This is what's known as a metal error, and it's a big deal in the world of numismatics, the study of coins and currency. Imagine this. A single penny, one of the very few that was accidentally made from copper in 1983, could be worth as much as $100 million. But why? Let's break it down. In the coin collecting world, an error like this is the holy grail. A penny struck from the wrong metal is a rare occurrence, and when it happens, the value skyrockets. Think of it like a rare, misplaced masterpiece that ends up in the wrong gallery. But not just any masterpiece, one that could be worth millions. Collectors have been on the hunt for the 1983 copper penny for years. Coin collectors, professional numismatists, and even amateur enthusiasts have been searching through rolls of pennies, checking them one by one to find this mistake. And why wouldn't they? If one of these copper pennies were found today, it could fetch millions of dollars at auction. We're talking about potentially $100 million for a single coin. But here's the kicker. No one knows exactly how many of these copper 1983 pennies exist. Some believe only a handful, maybe even just one, was struck. Others suggest that there could be a few more out there, hidden in the wild, waiting to be discovered. This uncertainty, combined with the rarity of the error, is exactly what drives the astronomical value. Now, let's talk about how you can spot one of these rare 1983 copper pennies. First off, it's important to know what you're looking for. The typical 1983 penny should be made of the zinc-copper blend, and you can tell by its appearance. The new composition gives the coin a lighter color, almost a dull, grayish appearance compared to older copper pennies. But the real giveaway for the copper variety is the weight. If you hold a regular 1983 penny and a copper one next to each other, the copper penny will feel heavier. The copper-based pennies from 1982 and earlier weighed about 3.1 grams, while the newer zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. So, to confirm that you've got the right one, grab a scale. If it weighs more than the usual 2.5 grams, you might have a real gem on your hands. But that's not all. The next thing to check is the sound. Copper coins make a different noise when dropped compared to zinc coins. It's a little more solid, if that makes sense. Now, you might be wondering, how did this massive error even happen in the first place? The answer lies in the coin minting process. In 1983, the U.S. Mint had just switched to the new zinc formulation, but some of the old copper planchets, the metal discs used to strike coins, were accidentally left in the system. These leftover copper planchets were then fed into the presses, and when they were struck with the 1983 die, they produced these rare copper pennies. It's a mistake that's incredibly difficult to replicate, which is why the error is so valuable. The process of making coins is highly automated, and any disruption in the system could lead to major mistakes like this 1.so. Now that we know the rarity of the 1983 D copper penny, let's talk about the potential worth. There have been a few reported cases of people finding these rare copper pennies, but they're incredibly hard to find. It's estimated that one of these pennies could fetch anywhere between $10 million to $100 million at auction, depending on its condition and how rare it truly is. The most famous story of a 1983 D copper penny being sold was in 2015 when one was auctioned for over $1 million. That's a significant amount for a coin that originally only cost 1 cent. But it's not just about the value of the coin itself. It's about the rarity and the story behind it.in. Conclusion: the 1983 D copper penny is a perfect example of how something so ordinary can become extraordinarily valuable. What was once just pocket change has now become a potential goldmine for lucky collectors who happen to find one. Whether it's worth $10 million, $50 million, or even $100 million, the 1983 D copper penny will continue to intrigue collectors and enthusiasts for years to come. So, next time you're going through your spare change, take a closer look at those pennies. You never know. You might just find a treasure hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content. Also, let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin in your pocket change. We'd love to hear your story. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Next, 1998 D 1 cent USA coin. Today we've got something really exciting to talk about. Most of us know the value of a penny, right? It's just 1 cent, a tiny amount of money that we toss into a jar or leave behind without much thought. But what if I told you that there's a specific 1998 D 1 cent coin that could be worth $86 million or more? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, get ready to have your mind blown as we explore the history, rarity, and potential value of the 1998 D Lincoln cent. Before we jump into the details, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on more exciting coin finds like this one. To understand why the 1998 D Lincoln cent is so valuable, we first need to take a quick trip back in time. The United States Mint has been producing the iconic Lincoln cent since 1909, when it was first introduced to honor President Abraham Lincoln's centennial. Over the years, the coin has seen several design changes, but it's always maintained that classic Lincoln portrait on the obverse or front side. In 1998, the U.S. Mint was still using the design featuring Lincoln on the front with the Memorial Building on the reverse. However, unlike previous years, the 1998 D penny was produced in large quantities and it was one of the most common coins found in circulation at the time, but something happened during the production of the 1998 D pennies. Some of these pennies, particularly those minted in Denver, were struck with a rare and unexpected error. This error, combined with the rarity of certain conditions, sets the 1998 D penny apart from the rest and gives it the potential to fetch millions of dollars on the market. So, why is the 1998 D penny such a big deal? It all comes down to one particular error, an error that made these pennies a target for serious coin collectors. The mistake happened during the coin minting process. As we all know, the U.S. Mint uses dies to strike coins, and sometimes those dies are misaligned or faulty. For the 1998 D penny, a small number of coins were struck with a misaligned die, creating an error known as the off-center strike. An off-center strike occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process. This results in a coin that has a portion of its design missing or off-center. This type of error is incredibly rare, especially when it comes to pennies. Most off-center strike errors occur on higher-value coins like quarters or dimes, but the fact that it happened on a low-value coin like the 1998 D penny is what makes it so interesting to collectors. But here's the twist: the 1998 D off-center penny isn't just any off-center penny. Some of these rare coins were struck with a severe off-center alignment where nearly half of the coin's design was missing. A coin like this, especially in mint condition, is highly prized by collectors who specialize in error coins. Now that we know what makes the 1998 D penny valuable, let's talk about how you can spot one of these rare coins. The first thing you need to look for is the alignment of the design. If the design on the coin is shifted to one side, with part of the coin missing, you might have an off-center strike error. These pennies are typically easy to spot if you know what you're looking for. The most common off-center 1998 D pennies have about 10% to 25% of the design missing. But for some of the rarest examples, the off-center strike can be as much as 50%, making the coin almost look like a blank disc on one side. The key is to examine the coin closely. Take a magnifying glass or a loupe and carefully inspect the coin's edges and design. If you see a significant shift in the design, especially on the obverse or reverse, you've likely found a coin that could be worth a lot more than 1 cent. Now, you also want to keep in mind the condition of the coin. A coin that's in mint or near mint condition will naturally fetch more money than one that's heavily worn or damaged. So, if you come across a 1998 penny with a significant off-center error and it's in good condition, you might just be holding a future $86 million treasure in your hands. Now, let's talk numbers. How much could a 1998 off-center penny be worth? Well, if you were lucky enough to find a 1998 penny with a severe off-center strike, you're in for a real treat. While most of the 1998 pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent, a rare off-center error could fetch upwards of $86 million or more in today's market. Why such a huge value? Well, error coins are always in high demand among collectors. The more significant the error, the higher the price. A coin like this with a noticeable and severe off-center strike is incredibly rare and difficult to find. In fact, there are only a handful of 1998 off-center pennies known to exist, and each of them has the potential to sell for millions of dollars at auction. In recent years, we've seen auction prices for rare error coins like these skyrocket, with some rare coins fetching far beyond their face value. The 1998 penny is one of those coins that could see a huge return for the lucky collector who finds it. You might be wondering, why are error coins like the 1998 penny worth so much? To understand this, let's take a quick look at the coin collecting market. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unusual items to add to their collections. This includes coins with minting errors, which are often seen as special, unique, or even one-of-a-kind items. In the world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, error coins hold a special place. They're not just valuable because of their rarity, but also because of the history behind them. Every error coin tells a story about a mistake that happened during the minting process. And these stories make error coins incredibly fascinating to collectors and investors. The 1998 penny with its off-center strike is one of those coins that could appreciate in value over time as more collectors seek to own a piece of U.S. coin history. As demand for error coins increases, so does the price, making them an attractive investment for those in the know. So there you have it. The 1998 1-cent coin may seem like just another penny at first glance, but as we've learned today, it has the potential to be worth millions of dollars thanks to a rare off-center strike error. Whether it's worth $86 million or more, finding one of these pennies could be a life-changing discovery for any collector. Next time you're checking your pocket change or searching through a roll of pennies, remember to keep an eye out for these rare, valuable errors. Who knows? You might just stumble upon the find of a lifetime. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more coin-related content. And if you've ever found a rare coin, be sure to share your story with us in the comments below. We'd love to hear about your experiences. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Next, 1982 1-cent USA coin. If you've been following the world of rare coins, then you're in for a real treat today. We're going to talk about one of the most fascinating and valuable pennies in the history of U.S. currency, the 1982 1-cent coin. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny, how valuable can it be? Well, believe it or not, the 1982 penny could be worth up to $60 million or more, depending on its rarity and condition. Sounds unbelievable, right? But stay tuned, because I'm about to show you how this seemingly simple coin can hold such huge value. Before we dive deep into the details, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. You won't want to miss more videos like this one. Now, let's jump in and explore the 1982 1-cent coin. The story of the 1982 penny begins in the early 1980s when the United States Mint was dealing with the rising cost of copper. You see, the U.S. Mint had been using copper for the 1-cent coins for decades. However, by the early 1980s, the price of copper was soaring and it was becoming increasingly expensive to make pennies. In response, the U.S. Mint decided to switch the composition of the penny in 1982. The decision was made to change the coin's material from 95% copper and 5% zinc to a new formula of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. The goal was to reduce the cost of production without compromising the coin's weight and size, but here's where things get interesting. In 1982, the transition from copper to the new zinc-copper mix wasn't immediate. The U.S. Mint had to phase in the new composition, and this led to a fascinating situation. In 1982, there were two distinct types of pennies produced, some made from the old copper formula and others from the new zinc composition. This sudden change in composition led to a rare and highly sought-after mistake in the minting process, and it's one of the main reasons why the 1982 penny is so valuable today. So, what's the big deal about the 1982 penny? Why is it worth up to $60 million in some cases? The answer lies in the copper version of the 1982 penny. As we just mentioned, the 1982 pennies came in two different compositions. Some were made of copper and some were made of zinc. The coins struck with copper were produced early in the year, before the switch was fully made to the zinc composition. Now, here's where it gets interesting. When the U.S. Mint transitioned to the new composition, they accidentally mixed some of the old copper planchets, the discs of metal that are stamped to create the coins, into the production line. This led to some pennies being struck with the old copper composition even though the mint had already switched to zinc for the rest of the year. In other words, there are 1982 pennies that were made with copper instead of the new zinc-based formula. These copper pennies are incredibly rare, and they've become highly valuable in the world of coin collecting. To add to the rarity, some of these copper pennies were struck with errors such as double strikes or other minting mistakes, which only increased their value. The reason these copper 1982 pennies are worth so much is due to how rare they are. Most of the 1982 pennies in circulation are made of the new zinc composition, making the copper version a true treasure. And it's not just any copper penny we're talking about, it's the specific 1982 copper penny that was accidentally minted during that transition period. Some of these pennies have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. And if you're lucky enough to find one in your collection, it could be worth a small fortune. Now that you know why the 1982 copper penny is so valuable, let's talk about how you can identify one of these rare coins. The first thing you need to know is that not all 1982 pennies are made of copper. In fact, most of them are made of zinc, so it's crucial to know how to tell the difference. One of the easiest ways to identify a copper penny is by its color. The copper pennies have a rich reddish-brown hue, while the zinc pennies are much lighter in color and appear more dull or grayish. If you have a 1982 penny and you're not sure which composition it's made of, the color is the first thing to check. The second way to identify a copper 1982 penny is by its weight. Copper pennies from 1982 weigh 3.11 grams, while the zinc pennies weigh only 2.5 grams. So, if you have a 1982 penny and you're not sure if it's copper or zinc, grab a scale. If the penny weighs more than 2.5 grams, it's likely the copper version. Finally, it's also a good idea to check the mint mark on the coin. The 1982 pennies were minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The ones struck at the Denver mint have a D mint mark, while those struck at the Philadelphia mint don't have a mint mark at all. Both varieties are valuable, but the Denver minted copper pennies tend to be rarer. So, we've talked about why the 1982 copper penny is valuable, but why would a single coin be worth as much as $60 million? Well, it all comes down to the rarity, condition, and errors on the coin. While most copper 1982 pennies are worth a few $1,000s if they're in excellent condition, some of them have been sold for astronomical prices because they are error coins. For example, a 1982 copper penny with a double die or other minting error can sell for millions of dollars at auction. These errors are rare, and they make the coins incredibly valuable to collectors who specialize in error coins. Additionally, the market for rare coins has skyrocketed in recent years, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for rare finds. The 1982 copper penny is one of those finds that could turn a casual coin collector into a millionaire overnight. The record for the highest-selling 1982 copper penny is currently in the millions of dollars, and the possibility of a coin selling for $60 million or more isn't out of the question. If you're wondering why rare coins like the 1982 copper penny are worth so much, it's important to understand the world of coin collecting. Coin collecting, or numismatics, is a growing market with enthusiasts and investors eager to find rare and valuable coins. The appeal of collecting coins lies in their history, rarity, and the potential for financial gain. Coins like the 1982 copper penny are attractive to collectors because they represent a unique piece of U.S. history, one that's tied to the U.S. Mint's transition to a new penny composition. Plus, because they are so rare, they're often seen as great investments. Many collectors are willing to pay large sums of money for the right coin, and as demand increases, the prices for rare coins like the 1982 copper penny can continue to rise. This makes rare pennies like these a sought-after item in the coin collecting world. To sum it up, the 1982 copper penny is much more than just a piece of pocket change. Whether it's worth a few $1,000s or as much as $60 million, this coin holds an incredible amount of value due to its rarity, history, and the minting errors that occurred during the production of these pennies. So, the next time you're going through your change, keep an eye out for those 1982 pennies. You never know, you might just find the rare copper penny that could make you a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content about rare coins and valuable currency. Also, let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Next 2004 1-cent USA coin. If you're into coin collecting, or if you've just started your journey into the fascinating world of rare coins, you're in for a real treat today. I'm about to tell you the incredible story of a seemingly ordinary penny, the 2004 1-cent coin, that could be worth as much as $81 million or even more. Yes, you heard that right. $81 million for a penny. It's hard to believe, but trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why this particular penny is more than just pocket change. Let's start with some history. The 1-cent coin, or penny, has been part of U.S. currency since 1793, and it's undergone several changes over the years. Most of us are familiar with the classic Lincoln penny, which has been in circulation since 1909. By 2004, the design had been pretty much set in stone, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the front of the coin, and the memorial building on the reverse, the back. However, that year marked something really special for the penny, the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. In celebration of this monumental occasion, the U.S. Mint released a series of 4 different reverse designs to honor the legacy of President Lincoln. The new designs were intended to commemorate Lincoln's life in different phases, from his early years to his leadership during the Civil War and his enduring legacy. The first design, which appeared on the 2004 penny, features Lincoln's childhood home in Kentucky. This was a nod to his humble beginnings and the role that his early experiences played in shaping him as a leader. The design showcases a log cabin with the word Liberty boldly inscribed above Lincoln's home. It's a beautiful and symbolic design, but what makes the 2004 penny special is how it was minted and a rare mistake that would happen during its production. Now, here's where things get interesting. While most of the 2004 pennies in circulation are worth just 1 cent, some of them could be worth millions of dollars, and the reason behind that comes down to one particular feature: errors during the minting process. Coin errors are a huge deal in the numismatic world. Some of the most valuable coins are those that were struck with mistakes, whether that be a double die, a misaligned strike, or something more unique. And for the 2004 penny, an extremely rare minting error would set the stage for an extremely valuable coin. The error that's so valuable with the 2004 penny is known as the 2004 DDO, or double die obverse. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the die, resulting in a design that's duplicated or doubled on the coin's obverse. In this case, it was Abraham Lincoln's portrait that was affected. For this particular error, the second strike caused Lincoln's features to appear fuzzy and doubled, making the image on the coin almost look as though it was ghosted. This error, especially in high-quality coins, makes the penny much more valuable to collectors, and here's the kicker: there are only a handful of these 2004 DDO pennies in existence, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by coin collectors around the world. So, how do you know if you have one of these rare 2004 DDO pennies? Well, here are a few tips for identifying this valuable coin. Look for the double design. The easiest way to spot a 2004 DDO penny is by inspecting the obverse of the coin closely. Specifically, look at the date and the Liberty inscription. The most common sign of a double die error is a doubled image. On a normal 2004 penny, you'll see sharp, clear details of the date and the word Liberty. On a DDO penny, however, the design will appear doubled. You'll see a faint shadow of the lettering or date appearing alongside the primary design. It's especially visible around the edges of the lettering, where it looks like the coin was struck twice. Examine the Lincoln portrait. Another way to spot the DDO error is by examining Abraham Lincoln's portrait. While the doubling is most noticeable around the date and lettering, you may also notice slight blurring or ghosting in Lincoln's facial features. Check the mint mark if the coin has a mint mark, a D for Denver, or a blank space for Philadelphia. You'll want to check the quality of the strike in that area too. A DDO error can sometimes affect the mint mark, making it appear fuzzy or doubled as well. Weight and feel. Finally, if you suspect that you have a valuable penny, use a scale to check its weight. A standard 2004 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. However, error coins may sometimes have slight variations in weight due to the minting error, so if the coin feels heavier or lighter than usual, it's worth investigating further. Okay, now let's talk numbers. How much is a 2004 DDO penny actually worth? Well, the value can vary depending on the severity of the error, the condition of the coin, and which specific mint produced the coin. A 2004 DDO penny in average condition can be worth around $1,000 to $2,000. Which is already a huge leap from its original face value of 1 cent. However, for coins that are in mint condition or graded as high-quality errors, the value can jump up to the $10,000 to $50,000 range. In some rare cases, coins that have been professionally graded and authenticated have sold for as high as $81 million at auction. Yes, that's right, $81 million for a single 2004 DDO penny. It may sound outlandish, but it's happened before in the coin collecting world. When an auction for a coin attracts enough interested buyers, prices can escalate quickly, especially for rare items like this one. As more collectors realize the value of these rare error coins, it's possible that the 2004 DDO penny could continue to increase in value over time, making it a sound investment for those who are lucky enough to own one. Coin collecting has become more than just a hobby. It's an investment strategy for many. The numismatic market has grown significantly over the years, with more people turning to rare coins as a means of preserving wealth and even making money. The appeal of collecting rare coins like the 2004 DDO penny is multifaceted. First and foremost, they are pieces of history. Coins like these capture a moment in time, commemorating events or people in U.S. history. Secondly, their rarity and the potential for significant financial gain make them incredibly attractive to investors. Moreover, with the rise of online auction platforms and the increasing popularity of coin-grade certification services like PCGS and NGC, buyers and sellers now have easy access to the marketplace for rare coins. This global marketplace has helped to drive the prices of error coins through the roof, and there's no sign of demand slowing down. So there you have it, the 2004 DDO penny is much more than just pocket change. Whether it's worth a few $1,000s or up to $81 million, this coin is a true gem for any serious collector. It's a rare mistake made during the minting process, and for those who are fortunate enough to find one, it could change their life forever. If you're out there hunting for rare coins, make sure to keep an eye out for the 2004 DDO penny. It may just be hiding in your collection or in that change jar you've been holding on to. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content about rare coins and numismatic treasures. And hey, let me know in the comments if you've ever found a coin that you thought could be worth big money. I'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, happy coin hunting. Last 2016 1 cent USA coin. Today we have something truly special for you. You probably think of the 1 cent coin or penny as just pocket change, but what if I told you that a single 2016 penny could be worth up to $66 million? It sounds almost unbelievable, but trust me. By the end of this video, you'll see why the 2016 penny is one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in the world of numismatics. Stick around to find out how this seemingly regular penny could become a small fortune in the hands of a lucky collector. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more fascinating coin content. Now let's explore the history, rarity, and value of the 2016 1 cent coin. To understand why the 2016 penny is so valuable, we need to take a quick look at its history and how it was minted. The 2016 1 cent coin is part of the series that's been in circulation since 1909, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the front, of the coin. This is the well-known design, with Lincoln's iconic portrait, which has been used for over a century, but in 2016, the penny had an added historical significance. This year marked the 100th anniversary of the death of Abraham Lincoln, making it a symbolic and historical moment for the U.S. Mint. To honor Lincoln's legacy, the Mint produced a series of coins, including a special reverse design for the 1 cent coin. In 2016, the reverse of the penny depicted a Union shield, a symbol of Lincoln's presidency during the Civil War. It's a beautiful and powerful design that celebrates Lincoln's role in preserving the United States and his leadership during one of the most crucial times in the nation's history. So, with the 2016 D penny, we have a piece of U.S. history that pays tribute to one of the most influential presidents in the country's past. But the real story begins with a rare mistake that would make this coin incredibly valuable. Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting. Most of the 2016 D pennies are just regular, everyday coins that are worth a mere 1 cent. However, a small percentage of them were struck with a rare minting error, and it's this error that could make the coin worth up to $66 million. What kind of error are we talking about? Well, it's called the die clash error. A die clash occurs when two coin dies, the tools used to strike the design onto the coins, come into contact without a planchet, the blank metal disc, in between them. This causes the design from one die to be transferred onto the other die, which results in a double image or strange markings on the coin. In the case of the 2016 D penny, this die clash error led to a very noticeable imprint of the reverse shield design on the obverse side of the coin, overlapping with Lincoln's portrait. This error is incredibly rare, and it makes the affected pennies look significantly different from the usual 2016 D pennies. These die clash error pennies are what make the 2016 D coin so valuable. While the regular 2016 D penny may not have any special worth, a coin with this type of error can easily fetch thousands or even millions of dollars depending on its condition and rarity. So now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have one of these rare 2016 D die clash error pennies? Well, here's how you can spot one. Examine Lincoln's portrait. The most obvious sign of the die clash is that Lincoln's portrait will appear distorted. You'll notice that part of the reverse shield design will be imprinted into Lincoln's face. Look closely at the top and sides of Lincoln's head, neck, and shoulders. If you see a ghost-like shield pattern where it shouldn't be, you've got yourself a die clash error penny. Check the reverse. The reverse side of the coin, which normally features the Union shield, might show signs of damage or scratches from the clash. In some cases, you might also see an imprint of the obverse design, Lincoln's portrait, on the reverse side, which is another indication of a die clash. Look for overlapping images. One of the key features of the die clash error is the overlap of designs. This is the result of the dies coming together without a planchet in between, creating the double strike effect. If you see this kind of double image or overlapping design, you're likely holding a rare error coin. Weigh the coin. Regular 2016 D pennies weigh approximately 2.5 grams. If the coin feels heavier or lighter than that, it could be a sign of an error. While not every coin with a weight discrepancy is a valuable die clash, it's always worth checking out. Once you find a 2016 D penny that has any of these traits, you'll want to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations will evaluate the coin's condition and verify whether the die clash error is genuine. A certified coin will always fetch a higher price. Now, you may be wondering, why is this error penny worth so much money? Well, the key factors are rarity, condition, and the market demand for error coins. The 2016 D die clash penny is incredibly rare. Mint errors like these don't happen often, and when they do, only a few of the coins are usually in good enough condition to be considered valuable. Given that these die clash pennies were produced in limited numbers, they've become highly sought after by collectors. The reason these error coins can fetch such high prices, sometimes as much as $66 million, is due to their rarity and the high demand for rare mint errors. Coin collectors are always looking for unique pieces to add to their collections, and error coins, especially ones as dramatic as the die clash on a 2016 D penny, are some of the most valuable and coveted items on the market. Additionally, the 2016 D penny has symbolic importance, being part of the centennial celebrations for Abraham Lincoln's death. The combination of historical significance and rarity makes this coin a treasure in the eyes of collectors and investors alike. Why is coin collecting becoming such a hot topic, especially with rare coins like the 2016 D penny? Well, there are a few reasons why the hobby has become so popular in recent years. First, there's the investment potential. Coins, particularly rare error coins, have been seen as a way to diversify one's investment portfolio. As more people turn to numismatics for long-term financial growth, the demand for rare coins has skyrocketed. Second, coin collecting connects people with history. Each coin tells a story. With error coins like the 2016 D penny, collectors are drawn not just to the coin's value but to the historical significance of the piece, making the hunt for these coins feel even more meaningful. Finally, the rise of online auction platforms and grading services has made it easier than ever to buy and sell rare coins. Now, collectors can connect with each other from all over the world, driving up demand for valuable coins like the 2016 D Die Clash Error Penny. To wrap things up, the 2016 D penny may look like an ordinary piece of change, but when it features the rare Die Clash error, it's anything but ordinary. This error coin could be worth up to $66 million or more, depending on its condition, rarity, and demand. If you've got a 2016 D penny in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look to see if it has any of the signs of the Die Clash error. If you find one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with your fellow coin collectors. Let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a rare coin or if you're now on the lookout for the 2016 D penny.